Hello, everybody. Oh, okay. You can stop clapping. You guys can stop clapping. Alright, but besides that, welcome to the Cool Guy Public Broadcasting News, in which this will be a new channel that will show off super exciting news about shit coming up in the future. And even though I don't have the best show icon right now myself, but right now we have quite a bit of big news regarding Bear Alpha Rewritten, in which we have tons of map remakes, skin remakes, and upcoming skins, in which I will fairly quickly list off what there is to come. So hopefully we can get some interesting stuff with this game. So let me get my paper up. Alright, so up first we have is the Bear Alpha Rewritten map updates and map remakes, in which, as you can see here, we have backrooms and monochrome, surprisingly enough, being maps that are getting remade, in which I did not expect monochrome to be getting remade, but backrooms kind of makes sense, because even though the map can't really have much change to it, it actually is getting changed soon in the future, since it is paused right now, but it's being considered about being remade, of course, along with monochrome. But Lab 56 has had a major amount of changes to it, since the map has not only gone from currently in progress to nearing completion, but possibly within the next few days, or when this supposed next update comes out, it will turn purple and it might just straight up come out next update or something, and it will be another complete map, which that would be very nice to see. And now for the final bunch of maps, we have the Alien from Neptune getting a remake, and the sad news for the Undead Coming 2, in which the Alien from Neptune surprisingly also is getting a remake, but it is being paused, similar to monochrome and backrooms, in which the map is somewhat been criticized for its fairly mixed reception, since the map isn't the greatest due to how it is kind of flawed, but the fact that it's also potentially getting a remake is very surprising. But unfortunately, for the other hand, which is the Undead Coming 2, it is not gonna be getting a remake anytime soon because they haven't done any progress with it. But since people have found the Atrocity Easter egg inside of the buried sewer hatch with the giant rusty door, potentially sometime in these next few months we could maybe see some progress with that map. But anyways, moving on to the special maps, in which we have 4 maps under here that have question marks and red circles, showing none of them have gotten any progress yet, but they are confirmed maps for this game, possibly. And the 4 maps, the fourth one might be a bit unknown because of how there isn't really a map that links towards its letter count, but for the first 3 we have quite a bit of progress, with the first one being the most obvious for the upcoming Valentines update, which is System Crypt, and surprisingly enough, the map is now currently in progress, in which it is more than likely going to get updated during not updated, it's going to be released inside of the Valentines update, since, I mean, it's fairly similar to stuff like Terra Tulivard and A Quiet Place inside of Bear Star, one of the mainline games. And I mean, yeah, it would just make sense to just release it, because they could honestly just have a scavenger hunt or some sort of event that can happen inside of the map as a makeup for the Valentines event, which is pretty surprising. And now for the second most known map we have is a somewhat strange amount of letters, but it's not that difficult to decode because simply it is the final hour, in which, if some people recall, the final hour got voted and won in a poll for what an upcoming map should be, in which we had the final hour, Hospital Nightmare, which unfortunately it might get delayed quite a bit later in the year because originally it came out early, like in 2020 when Bear Alpha came out, but unfortunately due to other maps coming out soon, it might get delayed to like the summer or maybe even like the fall of 2025. But the final hour will more than likely come out potentially sometime in March, I'm assuming, because that might be a decent time to release it due to how it won like the highest amount of people in a poll. But besides that, now we move on to the third mysterious map, and this one may also look a bit confusing, similar to System Crypt, but it almost has the same amount of letters, in which that map is Happy Terror. And it's kind of surprising that this map got into the tracker key because we pretty much have almost no news about it. Nobody really knows what's gonna go on with the map, but we're just gonna have to wait and see until that comes out. What the fuck? What the hell is there? Okay, sorry about that. We had a interference with the broadcast. Okay, we're gonna continue as is. Okay, but anyways, Happy Terror once again doesn't really have much info on it, so I can't really broadcast what there is about the map. But now on for the even more unknown map, this fourth mysterious map, it isn't really known what it could be because I would just say this once, but for most of these lists, it could just be entirely new maps or entirely new skins due to how current existing maps and skins don't fit the criteria of the amount of hidden letters behind these question marks. But the closest maps that this could be is rather Lone House or Crazy Port, in which it possibly could be Crazy Port for something like the summer, of course, because Crazy Port was also in the poll, or the same poll as the final hour, in which it might still, I guess, quote unquote, win, because I mean, it kind of would fit to come out in the summer if they managed to. But unfortunately, once again, Hospital Nightmare doesn't really have a good pathway. But yeah, so overall, System Crypt is soon to come to the game. Final Hour could be coming in like a month or so. Happy Terror, we don't really know much about it. And Crazy Port, we also don't know much, but it could come out in the summer. So yeah, there is the reports for the new maps coming in the game and the remakes. Alright, and now for the rewritten skins, we have two separate categories in here, in which we have the remake skins and we have the bigger half, which is the upcoming skins, in which we might be getting a massive amount of skins coming into the game soon, which is pretty surprising. But, like I said, there's quite a lot of skins here, so I am gonna try my best to speed through them as quickly as I can. So starting off with the few amounts that are getting remakes, Unicorn, Wizard, Arm Ears, and Chef Bear are getting remakes sometime soon, in which it could be in the Valentines update, since it could be a massive update due to how the Christmas update was the last update and that was 2 months ago. But we don't really know, because they could just do this as a partially small update and do like a part 2, but we don't really know how the skins are going to work out as well. Also along, I didn't see this, my apologies for that, but Strawberry Bear is also in that group that is getting a very soon remake. But, oh wait, I can't read. I apologize for the midnight broadcasting. I should have done this in the evening. But besides that, Strawberry is also coming along with these soon remakes in which all of them are already done. We're just waiting for a specific update to release them. But besides those guys, we have 4 more that have been revealed throughout these, in which we have Employee, Hype Beast, Creepypasta, and a new bear that's already revealed. Well, it's not really new. It's just an old skin from Bear Alpha that's coming into Rewritten. But Morris is somehow counted as a remake skin because it's already in the game? Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but Employee, Hype Beast, and I guess Morris Bear are also getting remakes, but unfortunately they don't really have much progress to them because of how they probably have been getting sidelined quite a bit. So it's pretty unknown when they're coming out. But Creepypasta is a slight bit of progress, so potentially that could be coming out in a soon coming update. But once again, that one's still kind of unknown, so we don't really know much about it. Alright, and now moving on to probably the most suspicious and mysterious section of these new news posts, I guess we have for this game, is that we have more skins coming into the game, but tons of them are hidden behind question marks, in which, once again, some of them are very easy to know of, others quite a bit harder. But here we go. So for the first one, we have 3 question marks, in which this one is very easy to categorize down because we have Sun Bear, Edo Bear, and of course the most likely Normal Sam, in which it is more than likely going to be Normal Sam because if you remember, Normal Sam came in Bear Alpha roughly like a month or so after its Christmas event ended, and the fact that we're also soon to be getting Sam's resting place inside of Bear Alpha Rewritten, along with the Valentines update supposedly, he's most likely the one out of those 3 skins to come out. Since Edo Bear, it probably, of course, will come out with its other group, and Sun Bear, that's literally a 2024 skin, so yeah, probably not. That one's more than likely gonna be Normal Sam. And now for the next one, we have 6 question marks. The first out of 6 question marks, in which I put 2 categories for this, but for the first question mark, it could be Viking Bear, Vector Bear, or Night Bear, in which it's probably, of course, not going to be Night Bear, but Viking Bear and Vector Bear actually have a fairly solid chance at getting into this game, because we have gotten quite a few submissions for Viking Bear, and also, even though Vector Bear came out in like the summer of 2020 or the summer of 2021, Viking Bear also has a decent chance, along, of course, with Vector Bear. So it's kind of a 50-50, kind of not, but I mean, they could actually manage to squeeze one of those 2 in there. I have a decent feeling it is probably going to be Viking Bear, because I feel like a Vector Bear could probably be squeezed out a bit further. So yeah. Alright, and now we probably have the most confusing skin out of the bunch, in which there is 4 question marks, then 2, and then 2 sets of 3, in which, what could this skin be? In which this could be a reoccurring factor in which we could be getting some Bear Star skins in the game, but that is kind of unlikely, because I don't really think we've really had any as of recently, unless if I'm forgetting something, in which you can send me a letter on that. But the most likely this one could be is potentially bottom of the pit Sam, even though there's only 4 question marks there. It could be a misspelling, but I don't know. That is the closest answer I have, unless, of course, if it is a Bear Star skin that I'm missing, or potentially, once again, a new skin for Rewritten, in which, even though I did say we don't really get any Bear Star skins for this game, Bottom of the Pit Sam is technically like a hoax skin, also along with a developer skin, in which I'm pretty sure he could have gotten added to the game. He could potentially get added to the main game in the future, but I don't know. This one is pretty, well, not pretty, this one's a bit more challenging to decode on what it could be, but yeah, my closest bet is Bottom of the Pit Sam or potentially a new unique skin. And now for the next one, the 4th one, we have 8 question marks, in which I'll do both of these at once. We have 8 question marks, and then we have 7 question marks, in which we have, oh wait, no, we have 9 question marks, and we have 8 question marks. I read that wrong. But this one, once again, which I put most of these as unknown, because most of these are still quite random. We still don't really know much about these. They're so unknown, and we've just randomly gotten them thrown at us. Unless, of course, they're unique skins to Rewritten only. But for alpha skins, the 9-letter one could be Lifeguard, Scientist, Scarecrow, or Unredefined. Those are the most likely, which it could be Lifeguard or potentially Scientist Bear, but I don't really know. And for the 8 one, we have Headlegs Bear, Graduate Bear, Commando Bear, or a Frosty, in which a Frosty is more than likely not coming. Probably same with Headlegs, but Graduate and Commando have a decent chance, because a Commando is a fairly old skin, and Graduate Bear could be a nice way to implement the tutorial in a fairly biggish update, because this update is seeming to be quite big when it comes out this weekend. And then for the 3rd one of the bunch that I'm doing, we have the other 6-digit one, in which I put this in the 2nd bunch with only 2, which include Hot Dog Bear and Farmer Bear, in which Farmer Bear, even though it was added early in Bear Star and added, I think, a bit later, or I don't even know if it's in the game, I kind of forgot, but it could be Farmer Bear as well, in which Farmer Bear does have a decent chance due to it just being a basic skin, similar to how Baldy Bear and Dithered Bear were added in the Christmas update, and they were just completely normal skins. But once again, it could be a unique skin, we don't really know. And now for the 7-digit one, we have 2 more skins, which this 2nd one could be fairly, and I mean fairly, possibly confirming like a fairly big update for Easter, maybe, I don't really know. But we have Gravity Bear and Bog, in which, of course, Gravity Bear, just another random skin we can throw in, even though it came along with the Lone House bunch when they added like 7 or 8 free skins or permanent skins to Bear Alpha during the Lone House update. Or they could add Bog, in which, even though it looks like it doesn't have 7 letters, if you count the spaces, it's B space O space G space G, in which that totals up to 7 letters, in which they could have some of the spaces, or the question marks, as hidden spaces. And even though there's spaces like the one under Strawberry Bear, it wouldn't really make sense, or it would just easily give away that it's going to be a Bob skin. So it could be Bog for that, or it could be Gravity, or like for the 50th time, it could be a new skin for the game. And now for the final mysterious skin, this one is also kind of confusing, but of course also kind of goes along with Bog because of how it could be, surprisingly enough, that I had this Malbear, in which they could have spelt it differently, in which it could be M-A-L and then space B-E-A-R, which that wouldn't really make sense, so it's probably not Malbear. But we have 3 more, in which I'm just gonna say Tin Bear. Its full name is actually Tin Bear. It's not just Tin, so it could be Tin Bear, but it's very unlikely. But we have Red Nose, and we have the Egg Lord, in which I really do hope it is the Egg Lord, because of how I said like Bog, it could also be confirming an Easter update upcoming. But I'll say this one more time, it could just be a new unique skin coming to the game. But yeah, that's pretty much all the news that I have for this game and what's to come to it. But I hope you guys enjoyed my news report. And I don't really have a catchphrase right now, so yeah, goodbye.